Hey, today we're looking at setting up my daughter with a really nice sight on her bow finally. I apologize for the lighting, but this is the driver's sight. We're in the armory and my camera is dealing a little bit with the lighting in here, and it apparently is picking up the flicker from the UV lighting system or LEDs or something in here. I don't know which. But either way, the video is what it is at this point. I can't really redo it because we shot it all just quick putting it together one night. My daughter Tabitha here is got a standard EVA Gen 3 Bowtech bow, and she does not have a slider on it, so we decided to invest in a new slider for her to give her some distance. So we're taking off the old sight, and once we get that off, we're going to put a driver on it. You know, the driver's a nice sight. I've put it on a bow that I'm building right now, my Title. I've really kind of enjoyed it because it can be used kind of for hunting and target. I like it for the fact that it can take a lens. I like it that it's light, it's compact. There's just so many neat features to it. It's got an upper stop, bottom stop, got a locking position on it. It's very easy to do windage left and right. And of course, you know, when it comes to the three axes, first, second, and third, really you've only got major two adjustments on it because it's made so well. And I really appreciate that from the company. So my daughter here is learning about it. She's just kind of figuring out how to put it together and get it on. Once she gets it on, my goal is to get her down to 20 right away. And then from there, you know, we'll get paper tuning and stuff done a little bit with it. The bow has been shooting great with the sight that's on it, but believe it or not, when you change the sight, you can actually change, you know, how it hits in the target. So I don't expect much for paper tuning and shaft tuning and all that jazz, but we'll double check it anyways. The beginning part here is just getting it on the bow. It's 2 screws. She's just got to get her position, get it kind of in place, and then get the head unit on. Now, the head unit we decided to go with the driver is we went with the 41, was it 41 millimeters? I forget exactly how they term that. And we went with a 3-pin, so it'll match the 3 little arrow indicators on her driver. Okay. Then we got it with the ring and the sunshade so that we could put a lens in it for her because she's pretty comfortable shooting a 4 power lens through Lancaster. So she'll have that back in there, which will make her feel pretty comfortable. And then, of course, you know, the nice thing about this sight with the 3-pin is we can set the top pin at 20, the next pin at 25, the bottom pin at 30, and then she can take 30 and then find her points down the way and shoot it as far as she can before she starts running into the top of the arrow. A lot of times with women, I do find that the sights, as they come down, will eventually give us some impediment at some point on the fletchings. But she uses a pretty small fletching. She uses a DCA fletching, so it's not too tough in that regard. So I think she'll be able to get quite a bit of distance out of this. It'd be nice if she could get out there in that 60, 70, 80 mark just for fun with the target, especially with the 3D archery, which she's been shooting a little bit. But again, we'll have to kind of, you know, give it a whack and see what we can do. So she's got the 3 pins on the sight, and she's got, you know, the AccuSight. So she's got the little slider hood on it to let more light in, not light in, and it's really easy to adjust the pins in that sight. Granted, smaller head, if you want to call it that, would have been the AX or AVX or however they say that in the 31 series. But I think this will do good because then she can hunt with this if she chooses, or she can continue to do target. So at this point here, we're just trying to level things up and square them up. There's a couple different ways of doing this. I find the best thing to do right off the bat is get that string level. So that's kind of what I'm teaching her. Let's just get the string as level as quickly as we can, because once we do that, then getting, you know, that first plane, then second, third is a lot easier. And I'm not so worried about, you know, that third plane here right at the beginning, because again, shooting level, shooting 20, I just want to get her back on paper, and then from there we'll start playing with, you know, how the sight does as we tip it. But she's understanding kind of how it works. She's getting the feel of it. I'm just kind of showing her some of the features and how it locks and how it doesn't lock, so that way she can understand how to drive it. Obviously, we're going to set it as high as we can for her in that lock position, and that's what we're going to try to achieve our 20 pin on. So basically, she can drive this sight all the way up to the top, lock it in place, and it's always going to be at 24. That's the best way for me. Just trying to get my level on it here and just kind of understand where I can level it. It's a little bit of a short sight. I mean, even though this isn't on a Matthews, which has like a bridge lock base to it, which is really short, this is still a pretty short sight. It's very light. I really like that about this sight. I can see why it's been quite popular. I'm a big fan of the Axcel in the landslide. The landslide has been a favorite housing for me for quite some time, both in the 31 and the 41, and in the AccuStat scope head on it, which again is a 41. The adjustability of a landslide has just always been there, and I've really appreciated that. So for me, that's been a top-notch scope. Now going to the driver, this being kind of the second one that's being shot on equipment around me, because again, I've got one that I'm working on a driver with on a title. I am really impressed for taking all the features really of kind of that landslide type scope with that head, the ability to do first, second, third plane, the ability to adjust your sight tapes, metal or paper, the ability to kind of lock it in place and not lock it in place. They've done that all with the driver. I think it's really a class act scope. I'm real pleased with it. Here I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting things level. It's just fine detail work. You just try your best. I'm just trying to explain it to Tabitha at the same time so that she has a really good understanding of how to make this thing really work. Once I get this thing leveled up here, my next goal is get her shooting it. And that's where we're headed here. So Tabitha's going to get the windows open up here. We're inside. We're going to shoot it at the 20. And hopefully within about 2 arrows, maybe 3, we can bring this thing right into position for her and kind of see how it does. Now, for Tabitha, she's going to be shooting this with a stand release. She's got a clicker hinge and a clicker thumb, and I think she's got her thumb on this one. So this is the clicker stand thumb. What do they call it? The Onyx, I think is what they call it. And we're going to get those first few shots off and kind of see where we're at here. And I'm just going to kind of make adjustments based on it. And mostly what I'm doing here is taking care of windage and elevation right off the bat. She's not far. She's a little bit low. So we just got to make some corrections on that real quick. And then we'll get her up to where she needs to be left and right too. So once we made those couple corrections, she started really zeroing in quick, which is excellent. When you're working with young archers, I know it's tempting to say, okay, let's get third axis in. Let's get the broad shafts out with no fletchings on them and get those bare shafts tuned in. Let's do it all right away. But sometimes young archers just don't have the patience, and you need to just get them back on the target and get the 20 down, make them feel confident, let them enjoy the new piece of equipment you got, and then in a week, we'll take this and take it to the next level and get things tuned in. She's still a little bit here off to the right too much. We're going to see if we can bring her back into the left. See if we can get this kind of zoned in here for her. She's shooting right now a 23-inch Axis 5mm arrow. It's running right around 324 grains total. It's got a stainless steel 100 grain tip on it. She's shooting it with the Easton inserts, the hits, and she's got a number 1 collar, I think, on it. And she's got the standard Easton knocks on the back. So pretty comparable setup that most people can either buy or find, and it works really well for her. Stick a broadhead on this, that's mechanical for her, and she's lights out still at 20 yards, which is great. There's very little adjustment for her. There. That's a nice shot. It's right on. That's what we want to see. So I think we'll take this here and we'll do just a little bit of fine tweaking over the next week. But for right now, let's take this and just move it into the next phase and just really see if we can tighten up that group. The way we're going to probably tighten up that group here for Tabitha is move ourselves to a smaller peep. That'll probably be the way we do that. But right now she's shooting pretty good. If you take a score sheet, like a NFA score sheet or a 300 total score sheet at 20 yards, typically Tabitha's about I would say probably a 260, 270 shooter. So she's doing really well. So as I step up here to the target, kind of see how quick this driver sight honed in. First couple arrows there are off to the lower right. It took us 4 arrows to kind of get on target, but we moved her over to the left and then brought her up about maybe 6-7 inches, and she's dead on. I'm really going to like this driver sight for her. I'll enjoy spending the time with my daughter to set her up on longer distances. If you buy one, I hope you enjoy it too.